All right, so are you ready to dive deep? Today we're tackling this book that's like a personal finance legend, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh, yeah, this was a classic.
It sparked so many conversations and debates, and honestly, I'm kind of obsessed with figuring out why. So the basic idea is Kiyosaki had these two dads, right? His biological father, who he calls Poor Dad,
Okay.
and his best friend's dad, who he calls Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He was highly educated, worked super hard, but always seemed to struggle financially.
Mm-hmm.
While Rich Dad was this successful entrepreneur with a totally different outlook on money.
It's a really interesting contrast that he uses to, like, challenge those beliefs we often have about money,
Right.
like that whole go to school, get a good job, work hard, save money thing.
Totally.
But Kiyosaki's saying, no, 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 true financial success, that comes from understanding how money actually works.
It's like he's saying, stop running on the hamster wheel and learn how to build the wheel yourself. And that's what I'm hoping we can really explore today. Not just like give a book report,
Right.
but actually pull out those nuggets of wisdom that you can use on your own financial journey.
Totally agree.
Because let's face it, who wouldn't want to know the secrets to building real wealth, right?
For sure.
And one of the first things Kiyosaki tackles is how fear and greed, those emotions, can really mess up our financial goals.
Oh, for sure. They can totally sabotage us.
Have you ever felt like that little nod of fear when you're thinking about an investment?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe the urge to just splurge when you get a bonus or a raise?
Yeah, been there.
Oh, totally. I mean, fear has definitely kept me from taking risks that, looking back, could have been amazing. But then there's the other side.
Right.
I've definitely fallen into that trap of impulsive spending, too.
That's exactly what Kiyosaki wants us to see. He doesn't say we should ignore these emotions,
Right.
but we should see them as like a pause button, a signal to analyze the situation.
Oh, I like that. A pause button.
He has this great example in the book where Rich Dad encourages a young Kiyosaki to take a low-paying job, not for the money, but for the experience in a certain industry.
So it's about the long game, right?
Yeah.
Gaining that knowledge and skills that could lead to bigger things later.
Exactly. It's about the bigger picture.
Makes me wonder, what skills could I be learning right now to boost my own financial literacy? How about you? Anything come to mind that you wish you'd learned sooner?
Kiyosaki's a big fan of those transferable skills like sales, marketing, communication.
Oh, yeah, those are good ones.
He argues that mastering those can be more valuable than a high salary in the long run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because those skills can be applied anywhere.
Exactly. Across so many different fields.
And knowing how to sell yourself, market your ideas, communicate well, those are huge no matter what you do.
Couldn't agree more.
But let's be real, Kiyosaki's not all about playing it safe. He's a big believer in taking calculated risks.
Right. Which can seem a little scary for some people.
It can be, yeah.
But it's important to get what he means by calculated risks.
Okay, yeah, good point.
It's not about just gambling recklessly. It's about strategic investing.
Got it.
For him, it all comes down to understanding the difference between assets and liabilities.
Okay, I'm listening.
Assets, those are things that put money in your pocket, like rental properties.
Okay.
Liabilities take money out, like, say, a car loan. He's got this awesome anecdote in the book about one of Rich Dad's early investments.
Oh, I love these stories.
Rich Dad saw an opportunity everyone else thought was way too risky, but he did his research, understood the potential returns, and took the leap.
See, that's what gets me excited. It's about recognizing those opportunities that other people miss
Yeah.
and having the knowledge to make smart decisions.
Totally.
Which brings us to Kiyosaki's concept of financial IQ, right?
Yeah, that's a big one.
He breaks it down into these four main parts: accounting, investing, understanding markets, and then the law and taxes.
He's really emphasizing that mastering these areas is what gives you that control, that confidence in the financial world.
Right. It's not just about being good at math.
No, not at all.
It's about understanding how to track your income and expenses,
Mhm.
knowing the ins and outs of different investments,
Yes.
recognizing those market trends, and being aware of the legal and tax stuff that impacts your decisions.
It's about seeing the whole picture.
Exactly, not just focusing on one piece of the puzzle.
Right, seeing how it all fits together.
It's about understanding how all the pieces connect.
And Kiyosaki believes that this financial IQ, this is your key to achieving real financial freedom.
Okay, now we're talking financial freedom. And for him, that's a lot about building those streams of passive income.
Yes.
Imagine having money flowing in from rental properties, dividends from stocks, even royalties from, I don't know, a book you wrote,
Mm-hmm.
all while you're free to do whatever lights you up.
That's the dream. But we gotta be real. Building passive income, that takes time. It takes a strategy.
Yeah, it's not a magic button.
No, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Definitely. It's about putting in the work, making smart choices, and having patience.
Exactly.
Kiyosaki's point is it aligns with that ultimate goal of, having the time and resources to live life on your own terms.
That's the goal, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty incredible to me. But, even with all the practical stuff, Kiyosaki also really emphasizes the importance of mindset.
Mindset is huge.
He says, and this is a good one, in school, we learn that mistakes are bad, and we are punished for making them. Yet if you look at the way humans are designed to learn, we learn by making mistakes. We learn to walk by falling down. If we never fell down, we would never walk.
Oh, gee.
I mean, it's so powerful because it reminds us that financial success, it's not just about what you know, it's also about how you think.
Absolutely. It's about believing in yourself, having that resilience to overcome challenges, and seeing mistakes as opportunities.
Because let's face it, there are going to be ups and downs, especially in something like finance.
Yeah, sure.
It's not about being perfect. It's about learning from those bumps in the road and coming back stronger.
And that's a theme we'll definitely be diving into deeper in the next part of our exploration.
Oh, good.
We'll dig into more of Kiyosaki's strategies for building wealth, overcoming those doubts, and really achieving lasting financial freedom.
Can't wait. But before we move on, let's break down some practical stuff our listeners can start doing right now.
Okay.
Based on what we've talked about so far, what comes to mind?
Well, Kiyosaki's all about starting small but thinking big when it comes to investing.
Oh, I like that.
Don't wait until you have tons of money to get started.
Yeah, makes sense.
Even small, consistent investments can grow like crazy over time.
So it's about taking action, right?
Yeah.
It's not getting stuck in fear or procrastination.
Yes. Take action.
What else?
He's also a huge advocate for continuous learning. Read books, take courses, find mentors, whatever you got to do to stay in the loop and adapt.
Because things are always changing, right? Especially in the financial world.
All the time.
Okay. And of course, be smart about debt, especially the kind that doesn't help you build wealth.
Definitely.
Focus on those assets that can generate income, like that rental property example we talked about.
Exactly. And I think this is super important. Remember that Kiyosaki strategies, some of them can be risky.
Oh, yeah. Good reminder.
Always do your homework and make sure any investment fits your risk tolerance and your financial situation.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Solid advice. Well, I think this is a good spot to pause for now.
Yeah, we've covered a lot,
We have
but there's so much more to uncover.
so much more. So join us for part 2 of our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where we'll explore some of Kiyosaki's more controversial ideas
Oh, yeah.
and see how they might apply to your financial journey. See you soon.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I'm ready for more.
It's been pretty fascinating,
What?
unpacking all of Kiyosaki's ideas about money, building wealth.
Totally. My brain is doing a financial workout, but like in a good way,
I know what you mean.
We've already learned so much from Kiyosaki, like that whole concept of financial intelligence and taking calculated risks.
Definitely.
But there's one thing we kind of touched on that I really want to go deeper on, his views on taxes.
Yeah, that's where things get a little interesting, I'd say.
They do.
Kiyosaki, he really doesn't hold back when he challenges like the conventional wisdom about taxes.
Yeah.
He basically says that the rich, they don't really avoid taxes completely.
Okay.
They just understand how to use the system, to their advantage.
So it's more about being strategic, being savvy.
Exactly. It's not about evading taxes. It's about being smart about them.
Got it.
Kiyosaki, he really emphasizes understanding those tax laws, the deductions, those different legal structures you can use to, minimize what you owe.
Right.
He points out that corporations, for example, they often have more tax advantages than just individuals.
I can see how that might be a bit controversial,
It is, for sure.
especially for those who believe everyone should pay their fair share of taxes.
Right. Absolutely. It's definitely a complex issue with a lot of strong opinions.
They're sure on all sides.
Yeah, Kiyosaki's views on taxes, they've definitely caused some debate.
They have.
Some critics, they say that his strategies, they mostly benefit the wealthy and that they could actually make income inequality worse. Others, though, they say that he's just highlighting the importance of understanding how finances work and how to use legal ways to, make the most of your financial situation.
It definitely makes you think about tax policy and fairness, all of that.
It does.
But if we put aside the political side of it for a moment, I think what really struck me was Kiyosaki's focus on empowering people.
Yeah, I agree.
He wants us to, like, take the reins of our finances,
Right.
really understand the rules of the game, not just accept things the way they are,
Right, knowledge is power.
especially when it comes to something as complicated as taxes, right?
For sure.
And this all ties back to his idea of being a lifelong learner, doesn't it?
It does.
He wants us to always be seeking information, not be afraid to question what we think we know.
Exactly. Kiyosaki's all about reading those books, going to seminars, finding mentors,
Yeah.
basically anything that helps you grow your understanding of finance.
So it's not about blindly following his advice.
No.
It's about using his book as a starting point.
Yeah.
It's about, like, building up your own financial knowledge and making choices that match up with your goals, your values.
It's about figuring out what works for you.
And speaking of values, I'm curious how they connect with Kiyosaki's idea of overcoming fear, self-doubt, which he talks a lot about.
That's a really powerful message.
It is.
And I think it's something a lot of people can relate to,
Yeah,
no matter what their financial situation is.
for sure.
Kiyosaki, he argues that fear is often that biggest obstacle, the thing that holds us back from really succeeding financially.
Oh, tell me about it. It's so easy to just stay comfortable, even if it's not the best for our wallets.
Right, whether it's the fear of failing, or the fear of risk, or even just the fear of the unknown.
It can be paralyzing.
It can, and Kiyosaki, he really challenges us to step outside that comfort zone
Oh, yeah.
and to accept that failing, it's a chance to learn.
Right.
He shares all these personal stories about times when he messed up, lost money, faced setbacks.
Yeah.
But those experiences, they taught him valuable lessons that helped him succeed in the long run.
I love that he's so open about his failures.
It makes him relatable.
It does.
He has this great analogy about learning to ride a bike.
Oh, I think I know this one.
You're going to fall a few times.
Right.
But that's how you learn. You get up, you brush yourself off, and you keep trying until you get it.
Yeah.
It's the same with finances.
It's a journey, not a destination, right?
Exactly. It's all about learning as you go.
It's about not being afraid to make mistakes along the way.
And he also talks about the power of community, surrounding yourself with the right people,
Oh, I like that.
people who can support you on that journey.
That makes a lot of sense. Having mentors, building a network of people who get it, who have maybe already achieved financial success.
It can make such a difference.
It can.
It's about creating that support system
Right?
where you can share ideas, get different perspectives, and stay motivated.
Absolutely. And that goes back to what we talked about before, working to learn, not just to earn.
Exactly. Sometimes the most valuable lessons come from being around those who push you to think differently,
I agree.
to expand your horizons.
It's about being open to new ideas,
Yeah.
seeking out different viewpoints, questioning your own assumptions.
Always be learning.
One of the things that really stood out to me about Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the focus on taking responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
Kiyosaki, he doesn't try to make things sound easier than they are
No, he's very real about it.
when it comes to achieving financial freedom,
He is.
but he also doesn't offer any, like, magic solutions or shortcuts.
It's not about quick fixes.
No, his message is a lot deeper than that.
It is.
He acknowledges that there are things in the system, systemic factors, that can affect how successful we are financially.
Right.
But he also really emphasizes the power of individual choice and action.
It's about what you can control.
It is.
He's not about blaming others,
No.
but about giving people the tools to take charge of their finances and create the life they want.
I like that, breaking free from the victim mentality.
Absolutely. Realizing that we have more power than we often think.
He challenges us to stop blaming things outside of ourselves
Mhm.
for our struggles with money
Yeah.
and to focus on what we can actually change, our mindset, our habits, our willingness to learn and grow.
That's a powerful message for anyone,
It is.
no matter how much they make or their background with money.
It's about taking ownership, being proactive.
While we're talking about all this, I keep thinking about our listeners,
Yeah.
What are they taking away from this deep dive? What can they actually use in their own life?
That's a great question.
What do you think are some of the key things they could apply?
Well, I think one of the biggest takeaways is that financial education, it never really ends.
It doesn't.
It's not something you just learn once and you're done.
It's a lifelong journey.
It is. It's about staying curious,
Yeah.
staying informed, adapting to how the financial world is always changing.
Like your financial education doesn't stop after graduation.
Exactly. It's about being a student of money for life.
And that goes hand in hand with his emphasis on getting information from different sources.
Mm.
Don't just rely on one book, one expert, or one financial advisor.
Right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Do your own research, question things, form your own opinions.
It's about being an active participant in your journey,
Yes.
not just passively following someone else's plan.
Be curious.
Yeah.
Explore different ideas. Make it your own.
Absolutely.
And while we're talking about taking ownership, I think another key thing to remember is building a solid financial foundation.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That means understanding the basics: budgeting, saving, investing, managing debt.
The essential.
The building blocks.
Got it.
Those are the skills that give you the power to make smart decisions about money.
No matter how much you make or what your long-term goals are.
Exactly. And it's never too early or too late to start building that foundation.
Right. Never too late.
Kiyosaki, he encourages people to start investing as soon as they can, even if it's just a little bit.
Makes sense.
He's a big believer in the power of compounding, how it can make a huge difference over time.
So it's not just about putting money in the stock market.
No, he also encourages exploring other types of assets like real estate,
Oh, okay.
businesses, even things like intellectual property.
So diversifying, right.
Yeah,
Building different streams of income that can support your goals.
precisely. It's about creating a plan. A holistic financial plan that matches your values, your risk tolerance, and your vision for the future.
I like that. What do you think? Did that resonate with you?
It does. It's about taking a long-term approach,
Yeah.
building that solid foundation, being strategic with your investments.
Right.
But I also appreciate how Kiyosaki encourages thinking outside the box.
Into you.
He wants us to challenge the way we normally think, question the status quo, explore different paths to creating wealth.
That's what I find so exciting about his approach.
It is exciting.
He wants us to break free from those beliefs that hold us back financially.
Yes, he wants us to see possibilities where others might just see obstacles, to embrace abundance instead of scarcity.
That shift in mindset, it's not just about money.
No, it's not.
It can apply to so many areas of life. It's about being creative,
Yeah.
resourceful, willing to take those calculated risks to make your dreams happen.
I love that. It's about having the courage to create your own path, not being afraid to break the mold.
Well, we've definitely covered a lot in this part of our dive.
We had,
What really stood out to you?
I think what resonated most with me was the focus on mindset,
Yeah.
personal responsibility, and the power of community. Kiyosaki reminds us that we have a lot more control over our finances than we think, and that having the right people around us can make a huge difference.
I agree completely.
I also love how much he emphasizes lifelong learning, constantly growing.
Me too.
It's not about reaching some perfect financial destination.
No.
It's about always evolving and expanding what we know are skills.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
But our exploration of Rich Dad, Poor Dad,
Not done yet.
it's not over yet. Join us for that final part
Yes.
where we'll dig into Kiyosaki's insights on building a successful business, creating lasting wealth,
Oh, I like it.
and leaving a financial legacy.
Now that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. See you there for the final part of our deep dive. All right, welcome back. I feel like we've been on this amazing adventure,
It has been quite a journey.
exploring Kiyosaki's ideas about money and how to build wealth.
Yeah,
From financial intelligence to taking those calculated risks, we've covered a lot.
we have.
But super excited about this last part
Yeah.
where we dig into one of his, I think, most fascinating ideas,
Yeah.
building a successful business.
Yeah, this is where you can really see his entrepreneurial side.
It is.
He argues that, real financial freedom that often comes from creating your own business, owning it,
Right.
rather than just working for somebody else. It's about taking control, building something that's yours.
And it's not just about starting any old business. Right?
No, not at all.
He's really clear about aligning it with what you're passionate about
Yeah,
and making sure it provides real value. It's got to be something you believe in.
absolutely. Kiyosaki believes that passion is like your fuel. It drives you, it sparks your creativity, and it helps you stay resilient,
It's important.
which is so crucial when you're starting a business from scratch.
It is.
And then focusing on delivering value to others, that's what creates a strong foundation for success.
I love how he talks about finding your genius.
Oh, yeah.
It's about tapping into those unique talents and skills you have and using them in a business that solves a problem or fills a need, you know?
Exactly. He wants you to think bigger than just those traditional job titles.
Yeah.
and explore all those different entrepreneurial possibilities out there.
It's exciting.
He believes everyone has the potential to create something amazing
Mm-hmm.
if they're willing to put in the work and take that risk.
The risk, yeah, because even if you have this brilliant idea,
Right.
it's not a guarantee that it'll work out.
No, it's not.
Kiyosaki, he's really big on having the right mindset,
Mm-hmm.
the skills, and the support system.
It's like having all the pieces in place.
It is.
He talks about developing strong financial management skills,
Okay.
honing your marketing and sales abilities, and surrounding yourself with mentors and advisors who can guide you.
So it's like creating your own dream team.
It is.
People you trust to give you good advice.
Exactly, like having your own personal board of directors.
I like that.
And he also emphasizes how important it is to be adaptable, resilient.
Especially in the beginning,
Yeah, in those early stages.
when things can be unpredictable.
It's about being open to learning from your mistakes, changing direction when you need to, and just pushing through those challenges.
Here's this great quote about it.
Oh, yeah, I love this one.
He says, "Winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is part of the process of success. People who avoid failure also avoid success."
So true.
It's a good reminder that setbacks, they're going to happen,
They are.
but it's how you deal with them that matters.
Your attitude makes a big difference.
It does.
It's about having that growth mindset,
Mm.
seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and get better.
And speaking of growth, I love how Kiyosaki highlights the importance of having a strong team.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's about surrounding yourself with people who get your vision,
Mm.
share your values, and are just as committed to excellence.
It's not a one-person show.
It's not.
Building a business, it's about collaboration,
Yeah.
innovation, and always striving to improve.
Makes me think of that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Love that.
Having the right people with you can make all the difference.
It really can.
And it goes back to Kiyosaki's point about working to learn, not just to earn.
Absolutely.
When you're around talented, motivated people,
Mm-hmm.
you're constantly learning, growing, expanding your horizons.
It's like a constant exchange of knowledge.
But you know, Kiyosaki's not naive about entrepreneurship.
No,
He's very clear that it's hard work,
it is.
it's risky, and it's not the right fit for everyone.
It takes a certain personality type.
It does. It takes a ton of drive and commitment.
He wants people to be realistic,
Yeah.
about the rewards, but also the risks. It's not for the faint of heart.
But he also truly believes that the rewards, both financially and personally,
Mm-hmm.
they can be life-changing.
They can be.
It's not just about the money.
No, it's not.
It's about that feeling of accomplishment,
Mm-hmm.
creating something meaningful, expressing your creativity, and maybe even making a positive impact on the world.
It's about making your mark.
And that brings us to another big theme from the book, building a legacy.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Kiyosaki argues that real wealth isn't just about how much money you have.
Right. It's bigger than that.
It's about creating something that has value beyond yourself,
Mm-hmm.
something that benefits your family, your community, even future generations.
Leaving a positive impact.
He talks about using your wealth to make a difference, whether it's through philanthropy,
Yeah.
investing in education, or supporting causes you care about.
It's about leaving the world a little better than you found it.
It really is.
He wants people to think about the impact they want to have
Mhm.
and use their resources to create something positive.
It's about aligning your money goals with your personal values
Yes.
and creating a life that's both meaningful and prosperous. I think that's a really beautiful way to think about wealth.
It is.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I'm curious, what are your final thoughts? What's one key takeaway you hope our listeners will hold on to?
For me, it's about taking responsibility for your financial well-being.
Okay, yeah.
Kiyosaki, he empowers people to be active in their financial journeys.
To take control.
Yes, exactly. He encourages us to learn, to look for opportunities, and make choices that support our long-term goals.
It's a reminder that we have the power to shape our financial future.
We do.
It's not about following some magic formula
Right.
or chasing those get-rich-quick schemes.
You know.
It's about developing that mindset of abundance,
Mm-hmm.
committing to always learning, and being willing to take calculated risks to reach our dreams.
And for everyone listening,
Yeah.
what are your biggest takeaways? What really resonated with you?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
This book It sparked so many conversations
It have.
and inspired so many people to take charge of their finances.
It's been an incredible journey exploring Rich Dad, Poor Dad together.
It has.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and inspiration for your own financial journeys.
Remember, you have the power to create a brighter financial future for yourself.
Embrace the journey, never stop learning, and keep seeking knowledge.